Folks, you look down to the south end of Main Street. We are leading the parade off today with Divide County Law Enforcement and the North Dakota Highway Patrol. They will be followed by the color guard. At that time, I would ask you all to rise, remove headgear, and honor the flag as they come by. Starting out with Divide County Law Enforcement and North Dakota Highway Patrol. I think we might even have the Crosby Volunteer Fire Department with the law enforcement. Divide County Law Enforcement and the North Dakota State Trooper leading the parade, followed by our Crosby American Legion Color Guard. Today's Color Guard members are Rodney Johnson, Jeff Jeglum, and Curtis Nygaard. Please stand and honor America. Rodney Johnson, Jeff Jeglum, and Curtis Nygaard. Thank you, gentlemen. And our Crosby Volunteer Fire Department, bringing in some of their big trucks. They are throwing out candy, and folks, if you got little children, they are going to get it away from the trucks, so kind of watch. There'll be time to pick up the candy. What a great group of volunteers, Crosby Volunteer Fire Department. President of the Volunteer Fire Department is Lynn Nygaard. Thank you, Lynn, President of the Fire Department. Fire Chief. Following the Crosby Volunteer Fire Department, we got our Divide County Ambulance crew, and we certainly want to thank them folks. They show up at the Bolorama, they show up at the Derby today, and they show up at the Ranch Rodeo. Every event we've got the Divide County Ambulance crew there, and we are very, very grateful for those people. All right, next entry, Hunter Lacey, driver of that demo car that's going to be in the Derby today, built this car in 2 weeks, and they hope it is ready for tonight. Got some sponsors on there. You can read them as they go by. My side says Homesteaders, New Century Ag, Crosby Tire and Body. Okay, we got the Bank of Tioga come up. This marks the first year of the in-school bank branch located in Divide County Elementary, where they are teaching students something about money and how to take care of it. And they have been serving our community now, and they've got a good matching program with 4-H and FFA, where last year they raised up to $5,000 for facilities at the fairgrounds, and they've done a tremendous job with that. So let's thank the Bank of Tioga for their support for the Divide County Fair.
Hi,
Entry 15 is Divide County Social Services. They are always looking for good foster parents. They are making ways you can support foster parents. If you have any questions, please call the Crosby or Divide County Social Services program. Contact person is Sam Pulvermacher. Here we've got First National Bank coming by. Thanks a million to our First National Bank customer. Hank Franson's driving. Anja Franson's in there. Emo Franson, Emma Clemens, Elodie Johnson, Alan Johnson. Thanks, First National Bank. Crafts for You be coming up next after First National Bank. Oh, we got the Shriners ahead of them, I believe. Oh, they're on the side. We'll tell them guys to slow up left. Larry Lee, you stop that thing, will ya? Here come the Shriners. Pull back around. Get behind that Crafts for You, Larry Lee. All right. First time you've listened in your life. We got Crafts for You. The clothing and home decor store, proud to serve you for 25 years. They're the lowest prices in Carhartt, Ariat, and Wrangler clothing, and Red Wing boots. They do custom embroiling. We thank Audie Johnson for 25 years of service. Then we have the Shriners coming. They brought these cars up from Williston. We've got Brian Julian, we got Bill Brothers, we got Larry Lee, we got Lee Lampert. They're throwing out candy. All right, they got the Williston Shrine cars up. And if you remember right, I think Guatemala had an accident here a month ago, or a big problem down there. The first place they went was to the Shriners Hospital. No charge at the Shriners Hospital, and do they do good for burn victims. Thank you, Shriners, for being here. Lee Lampert, Larry Lee, Bill Brothers, and Brian Julian. Burke Divide Electric will be our next group. They've got their bucket trucks, Burke Divide Electric. You talk about guys that can fix electrical problems overnight. These guys will do it. Whether you got a big storm or a problem at your farm, they are right there. Burke Divide Electric. Our next entry number 3 in the car is St. Luke's Care Center. King is Arlen Hoyer. Queen, Helen Hanish. This vehicle is driven by Zach Schroeder. The car is owned by John Tissey. Contact person at St. Luke's Care Center is Deb Gilbertson. Congratulations, Arlen Hoyer and Helen Hanish. And thank you, Zach Schroeder, for driving that car. And he's got Shauna, his wife, with him. She's giving him orders. Oh, is that Aaron in there? What we got? Yeah. This car is driven by Sorums, is it? Oh! Kelly Tinslandik's in there, you bet. We didn't have a sheet on that one. Kelly and Aaron, what a beautiful car. 1915 Hudson. 1915 Hudson. Kelly Tinslandik out of Esteban and Aaron Sorum. Beautiful, beautiful car. John Tissey, the owner. Number 44 coming up. We have a 1931 Buick Roadster driven by Kent Melby. And we've got Melissa and the family in there, do we not? Yes. Good job. 1931 Buick Roadster. John Tissey car. Entry 55, we got a 1929 Lincoln. I think we got Rob Melby driving that. Owner is Glenn Orwick. Glenn Orwick, the owner of the 1929 Lincoln. Rob Melby, the driver. Good afternoon, Rob.
Are you selling? What do you all have in there?
All right, Steve McCool.
Water and tea.
Got another entry we didn't have a sheet on. Steve McCool. Oh, we got it coming.
With the bike?
Ford Ranchero, driven by Steve McCool. Divide County Historical Society owns this car. It is a Ford Ranchero, driven by Steve McCool.
For an hour.
28. Next, we have a 1977 Thunderbird driven by Danny Hansen. That's also owned by the Divide County Historical Society, driven by Danny Hansen. We are coming up, entry 21, John Tissey Jr. It's a Joey's Sports Bar entry, 1960, driven by Fred Peterson, 1960 Ford. Okay, we've got the 1950 Mercury, driven by Bob Obert, owned by John Tissey, 1950 Mercury. NCC is NCC in the side-by-side throwing out candy. Our next entry is Gerald Bindi, the 07 Corvette, owned by Gerald Bindi. Passengers Gail Evans. Gerald Bindi and Gail Adams in the 07 Corvette. Beautiful car. Our next entry comes to us from the Divide County Historical Society. Jerry Schneider's driving it. The International H Tractor. You can buy tickets on that. That'll be given away during the Divide County Threshing Show. International Model H Tractor driven by Jerry Schneider, owned by Divide County Historical. Okay, we've got Doug Groppe coming up next. That would be Commissioner Doug Groppe, driving the 1951 G. John Deere. Expo quality displayed at the Minnesota State Fair in the John Deere Museum in Waterloo. Doug Groppe's got a couple buildings full of these John Deeres, and he's done a great job with them. 1951 G. John Deere Expo quality headed at the Minnesota State Fair. Next entry will come out of the Gooseneck Implement. Contact person there is Matt Borrud, proudly serving Northwest North Dakota for over 40 years in 8 locations. Gooseneck Implement, 8 locations in Northwest North Dakota. Driving that 8295R tractor. Behind Gooseneck Implement, we've got Larry Wheelo with the Borderline Auto Club, driving a 1968 Camaro Super Sport. Owner and driver is Larry Wheelo. Riders are Cooper and Hunter Nelson. Larry Wheelo with his 1968 Camaro SS. Cooper and Hunter are riding right along with him. Ken Dungeon will be coming behind Larry. He's got his grandson Pax Johnson with him. They are driving a 1976 Camaro. Hello, Pax. Hello, Kent. 1976 Camaro. All right, next you're going to see a 1962 Chevy Impala 2-door hardtop. Landy Bummer owned this car until the motor went out. In 2004, he found it in a junkyard and had it restored. Riding with Grandpa are Amanda Nash and Kenley Sundberg and Oakland Rindell. That is Landy Bummer, 1962 Chevy. This one ended up in the junkyard. But I'd like you folks to ask Landy Bummer what happened to that car in the late 60s down in Rapid City when he was driving one weekend. It's a better story than this 1960 Chevy Impala. Next up, we've got entry 19. We got Mrs. Bummer driving that one. It's a 61 Mercury Comet S22. Diane has owned this car since 1970. The former owner was Hazel Olson. Brecken Sundberg is riding with Grandma. Entry 19, 61 Mercury Comet. Hey, we got another Shriner sneaking in. I believe that's Lee Lampert. Entry 11, we got Miriam Lee driving that 1933 Chevy that her and Larry owned. Miriam Lee in that green-colored 33 Chevy. I believe Larry's uncle owned that car at one time. Entry number 20, Jerome Knutson and Marilyn Knutson, 1931 Model A Ford. Let us hear that horn again, Jerome. Yeah, 1931 Model A, the Knutsons. Dean Croshue's coming with the IMCA Slingshot. Problem Child Racing, driven by Dean Croshes. Look at that slingshot, will you? Now we've got 59 Chevy Biscayne, owned by Steve and Donna Bummer, driven by Kerry Larson and Connor. Kerry Larson and Connor in the 59 Chevy Biscayne. Hey, next entry, we got the 41 Packard, Angie and Tommy Harper and their granddaughter, Kagan, representing the Ambrose Barn. Car number 4, that is the 1941 Packard. Tommy and Angie with granddaughter Kagan. Entry 25, we got a 34 Ford by Steve Bummer, owned and driven by Steve Bummer, and granddaughter Ivy is in there with him. 1934 Ford, Steve Bummer. Next entry is a 72 Nova Super Sport. That's also owned by the Bummers, Steve and Donna, driven by Becca Bummer and Hannah Bertman. Becca and Hannah in a 72 Nova Super Sport. Hey, we'll be coming onto the horses now. For obvious reasons, we run them last. This will be Sorum's Oil Company, Kenny and Sahara. And Sierra is back from some medical things. Let's give her a big round of applause and welcome her back home. Good job, Sierra. Sarah's driving, and you got Grandpa Kenny right along there. Sorum's Oil Company. Good job, Sierra. Our next entry will be Lloyd Nargard with the Sons of Norway. This covered wagon is driven and owned by Lloyd Nygaard. His horse is Dag, Finn, and Bien. He is hauling Vita Lodge Sons of Norway riders. They would like you to be coming to several of their events this summer. June 23rd, they got a midsummer celebration at Pioneer Village. 3 o'clock, come and see the Viking Long Horse at the Threshing Bee. 28th. July 28th, they got the Norwegian Youth Camp at the Franson Farm. August 4th, they celebrate their 15th anniversary at the Moose Lodge. And our last entry, last but not least, Leighton Krecklow and the Krecklow Ranch. Leighton has been undergoing some medical things this year, and we wish him the best. He's on a road to recovery. 2-seater buggy pulled by Palomino Mellow and Yellow. Krecklow Ranch, Leighton Krecklow in there. Let's give them a round of applause. Beautiful team of Palominos.